Are you keeping things in perspective? So here we are with another update of me, how I'm going to get my shit together and all that kind of stuff, as well as a couple of very important things that I want to talk about. So things have kind of been the same, really. That's why I haven't uploaded a couple of videos in the last couple of days, because I had literally nothing to add. And whilst I want to upload daily and put something out there, literally me saying I got up, had a drink and went back to bed again is sort of dull. I'd find that boring. So that's why I haven't. It's been similar. I've been sort of sleeping a lot, reading, and really just, I think, relaxing, both physically and mentally, probably more importantly. And it's been kind of a weird week, really. And I think it's doing me some good, if not a lot of good, being completely isolated from the outside world. But more on that in a minute. Now, I have an appointment to see the doctor again on Monday, so hopefully that's going to help. I don't know, sort of whether it's change things up or push things in a different direction. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully it might sort of get things going. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Now, I've come to realise that the classic time is a good healer is true. It is. Obviously along with meds and therapy and all that good stuff. But I do feel that my sort of isolation is a bit of a double-edged sword, because whilst being here alone and away from all the bullshit people and stuff and all that crap is an amazing thing, to be able to just zone out of all that literally and just not hear anything and just relax and read and meditate and all that good stuff. The problem is, by not being around people and interacting and just being a normal social human being, there is a huge danger, particularly for me, to kind of dwell and go back to bed and almost wallow in my own self-pity. And I've mentioned this before, there's a kind of an addiction, as I sort of describe it, to being depressed and that wallowing. And it's quite a self-fulfilling prophecy that when you are alone and you are of that mindset, it's very easy to spiral downwards because you're not interacting with people and you're not bringing yourself out of that slump. So whilst I think it's good and beneficial, me being sort of isolated, there's also a downside of that, and I'm aware of that, and that's something that I'm dealing with, because at the moment I think, in light of what I'm going to mention next, I think it's a good thing that I'm outside of that, but there is a downside to it. And when you're in a flat alone with silence, it's very easy just to climb back into bed again. So I have been doing that, but I'm aware that I need to start not doing that, because it's not particularly healthy or useful. But when I'm in bed, I'm not literally just sleeping. I'm sleeping a lot, but I'm reading and trying to sort of do something slightly productive, at least for my mind. So it's a process. The very fact of just listening to all the shit that goes on with that, and everyone's all the usual kind of crap, which most people just deal with normally, it's all fine. But when you're kind of in that anxiety state and just a little bit more, I suppose, sensitive to that, then it's all the crap that I don't want to be around. And so, that's the problem. It's a catch-22 situation, really. Now, there's something else that I want to talk about, that the fact I'm being isolated is a bonus, is this totally bullshit panic and, quite frankly, fucking ridiculous situation with the coronavirus. Of course it's serious, and there are a number of people who really are at risk from quite some serious effects from it, but can we just see it for what it actually is? It's a very bad flu, and the amount of madness that's surrounding this whole thing literally makes me look sane, and that's saying something. I mean, the supermarket shelves have literally got no toilet paper. I mean, seriously, it's not a fucking zombie apocalypse. Get a grip. Come on, it's... So being isolated from all this bullshit is actually a massively good thing for me, because I can't help but think and feel that all of that somehow subconsciously has added to my anxiety as well recently. The very fact that so many bullshit decisions are being made and actions being taken to sort of segregate people without really thinking it through, to be honest, and whether or not that action actually will be effective, which more often than not it's not. It's more of a knee-jerk reaction of doing something because then you've done something, but actually in reality, if there is a contagious virus, what's being done isn't really going to prevent other people from getting it. It's just some sort of facade, and stuff like that I think has kind of got me, I suppose, pissed off, frustrated, but also has added to the anxiety, because when there's no logic to something, when something's done for some ridiculous reason, that winds me up anyway. But generally I can sort of let things go, and it's like, okay, it is what it is, it's ridiculous. But when it's kind of on top of something else and on top of something else, and that anxiety just builds and builds and builds, every little thing sort of helps to make it worse. And this kind of ridiculous bullshit panic and activities that are done to help that aren't really thought through properly, it just adds to it. And I'm not saying I'm suffering from this the worst more than anyone else, not at all, but I can only speak from my personal feelings and my anxiety and how shitty and crappy I have been feeling. And I think all these little things that are sort of out of control and out of my control and seem ridiculous are just, they're added to it. And there may be other people, maybe you are kind of thinking like, this is just getting too much. Not the fear of the virus itself, but the fear of the fear and all of the circus that goes with it. It's fucking ridiculous. So as an antidote to that, what I want to just quickly talk about is an amazing charity called Mind. And it's a UK mental health charity that has done some superb work really for people who are struggling with any kind of degree of mental health issues, and just to really help, whether it's through counselling or support lines and all that sort of good stuff. It's an amazing charity. I've reached out to them, and I know many friends of mine who do struggle with issues have reached out to them, and they've been a great help. Now, the reason I'm bringing up Mind is not only because they do some amazing work, but also they're a charity and therefore need funding as much as they can to continue the good work. So my lovely friend Alice, whose mental health blog is truly amazing, check it out, I'll put a link in the description, has taken upon herself not only to rise to the challenge of walking up Mount Snowdon in Wales, but also doing it at night when it's completely pitch black. Now, this whole bucket of madness that Alice is doing is to raise money for Mind, so this amazing charity. So I'm going to put a link in the description as well for her GoFundMe page, which she said raising money for Mind. And I'd really, really love, if you can, to sponsor her as much or as little as you can to really support this truly, truly amazing charity, because sometimes it's a lifeline for people like me and my people. And without places like that, sometimes things do get too far, and people really, really don't get the help they need, and end up with a very bad conclusion. And so if you can, I'd love you to sponsor her and do what you can just to help this charity along. It would mean loads to me, mean loads to charity, and obviously mean loads to Alice, because she's walking up a mountain in the dark, which seems properly mental. Again, makes me seem sane. So that's it for today. Thanks again for sticking by and watching and supporting, and the recent subscriptions. I really, really do appreciate it. Up to 230 now. That means that's crazy, really crazy that that many people have want to watch my stuff. It really does. It's quite humbling to be honest. But yeah, thanks so much. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to, and please share this around with anyone who might get some value from it, or you feel might want to sponsor Alice climbing up a mountain in the dark at night. But it's all for a good cause, and fully support her doing it. So support her, sponsor her, give what you can. And for now, I'll say thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Thanks again for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so down here, and check out my other video down here. And remember, live your best life. See you next time. Bye bye.